want everybody to pay attention to what is happening. We're hearing this morning about new cases of hantavirus from the cruise ship. We're hearing about over 600 and something cases from Ebola. We are now hearing about Ebola could cause a significant pandemic, an outbreak. We are hearing about vaccines and experimental vaccines for Ebola. This is a confluence of things that are happening. And I think that many people need to be warned and to be prepared for what is about to be unleashed on this world. In the tongue of Rampara, which is the epicenter of the outbreak, they had fighting there. Local youths, they became so enraged that they broke into the Ebola treatment center that they have in the area, and they set the whole treatment center ablaze. Apparently, they wanted a body that was in there, and they could not get it. And because of that, they burnt the entire place down. Now, they're saying that some patients escaped before the facility was burned to the ground, but the patients are saying this is a white man disease. And it has to be somewhere along the line that Africa has always been a testing ground for people. Now they're telling us, the science is telling us that Ebola is natural. It's from, it's in nature. It's not created in a lab. And so there's a problem here. That's what they're saying. But the people in Africa are saying different. They're saying, no, people came here, we were vaccinated, things started to happen, and then they tell us about Ebola. That is why the people burned the place down. And even those who escape are now saying it's a white man disease. You understand what I'm saying here? Now, they're saying that the situation became so dangerous there where they burnt the center down that the aid workers from organizations like ALMIMA, they were forced to flee in their vehicles. And because the bodies of the Ebola victims are highly contagious, authorities, they're saying, have to strictly manage the burials to prevent the virus from spreading. We understand this morning that it's already gone over to a different area in Congo. However, the family and the friends and the local youth who desperately wanted to retrieve the body of their friend to take him home for a traditional funeral is where this whole thing sparked confusion, because they're saying their type of burial plus our type of way of doing things are conflicting. And they're saying this is part of why this thing could get out of hand and spread to different countries. Now they're talking about South Sudan. I mean, it's just crazy what's going on right now. And so I was reading the story where they were saying that local security officials explained that youths simply did not understand the strict safety protocols required during an outbreak. But my whole thing about this is the part where the patients who fled were saying that it is a white man disease. Now, we know that many diseases can be started in a lab. We've heard about them before. This is no surprise to any of us. But I am going to dig into that story because I know that Africa has always been a testing ground for these wicked people. You understand? And the stories that are coming out of Africa are so horrifying with Ebola and other type of diseases that they would tell you it's from nature to man. But no, there are people who can tell you it is human to human because they're the ones that created the viruses. But this is something to watch, eh? This is something to watch. So like I said, there's Hanta. They're saying there's new cases from the ship. There is this significant outbreak they said that can spread from this one. The US is already looking at dealing with people coming in from various countries. It's a confluence of things happening right now. I just want you to be prepared. All right. And we'll talk again. Leave your comments in the section below.